Serious Minds Brain Tonic was created to sharpen the mind by protecting cells and increasing neurotransmitters associated with learning and memory. This is the Serious Minds Brain Tonic, the resurrection formula. This male reproductive tonic elixir is the resurrection you've been looking for. It is a stimulating sexual tonic with mild androgen-like effects that is nourishing to the reproductive system. You can order them at www.professorgriff.me and www.seriousmindsinstitute.com. Just call 678-557-2919. Your health is your wealth. Peace. Peace, and greetings to everyone. All right, y'all already know this is Professor Griff, and this is Serious Minds RN TV. That's Serious Minds. Serious Minds attract serious minds. Seriously, I want to shout out everyone that's coming on tonight. All right. Just to let y'all know, I'm still in YouTube prison. They transferred me from one prison to the next, but nonetheless, I'm fighting my case. And trying to get out of YouTube prison. But in the meantime, in between time, I'm going to send out an email to let people know that I am on my other YouTube channel so people can come on and kind of make it happen. And, of course, y'all already know I'm on IG and I'm on Facebook. All right, so let's make it happen. As always, we apologize for running a little bit late. Time got by as I was out stargazing at the ripping and running. No, literally, seriously, stargazing. Like... Soleil had me out in the front yard with this app she got. We was looking at stars, and I'm like, yo, you know what time it is? Yeah, anyway, in the meantime, between time, y'all already know that this is, all right, the Medicine Monday, and of course, with Aisha and Mr. Dr. Hernandez, and both of them are elves and bays, king and queen, god and goddess, all right? But mainly we're talking about health to get everybody right, all right? Health, we're talking about wellness. We're talking about your kitchen being your doctor's office. We're talking about your front, backyard, side of the yard, wherever you're growing, whatever you're growing. All right, so we're gonna make it happen. All right, shout out to the Serious Minds family. Thanks for coming on tonight, as we always do every Monday at 9 o'clock. But I apologize, we're running a little bit late, so we're gonna dive right into it. All right. All right, greetings. How you feel?
Peace and love. Great.
Peace.
We got Shorter Jean on Facebook checking in, along with Hadia, Facebook user. We got a few people checking in on IG. And I had a beautiful show. I started doing my show at 3 o'clock.
I see.
So I had a beautiful show today. King Los came on all the way from the West Coast, and it was a beautiful thing. So we had a beautiful conversation, but we're going to dive back into the conversation that we said we was going to have, dealing with this idea of medicine and using what comes out of the earth as far as developing a healing modality to stay in order to stay healthy. There were some questions that came across last week that I don't think we got a chance to kind of address. And I think the question that kept coming up after we talked about obesity, after we talked about trying to stay in shit, after we talked about muffin tops and all that kind of stuff, head to toe, we talked about a whole lot of things in between. Just real quick, let the people know that don't know who y'all are, introduce yourselves, and then we'll dive into this first question.
All right. Well, give thanks. Thank you, Griff. Peace and love to all who is listening and attending and connecting with us here on Serious Minds. My name is Aisha Rael, and I am a mother to all and these beautiful children. And also, I am a herbal pharmacist and a serious entrepreneur. So we own a herb shop and apothecary where we formulate and grow majority of our herbs. And yeah, we sustain and assist the community.
Indeed, I'm Dr. Hernandez L. I'm a naturopath, an acupuncturist, massage therapist, Reiki master. I could keep going, but I'm here to assist. If you guys got questions, we can definitely help out. We're in the community, so we're not hard to find.
That's right.
One of the leftover questions from last week. Well, I think people were simply dealing with this idea of managing. I guess it's the three things. It's the spirit, maybe five things: spiritual, psychic, physical. Mainly those three, and trying to juggle staying healthy in the time that we live in. A lot of people don't have time, and I think you mentioned that, Ish. A lot of people just don't have time. They'd rather, when you go to the fridge, they'd rather not even go in the kitchen. I believe you said last week.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be like, nope, I'd rather run out. And now it's easy because they can call DoorDash, Foot Sprint.
I like that foot sprint. That's a good one.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To get a murder burger, man. You understand what I'm saying? Just to satisfy that hunger. You understand what I'm saying? And so I think a lot of people are being challenged in that kind of way. Do I go in there and prepare something that's going to be healthy, or do I quench the thirst and the appetite right now by getting something quick? So I think one of the questions last week was, what can we prepare or pre-prepare that I can get real quick? If at like now, if I'm hungry, can I go to the fridge and get what? And some people are automatically thinking you're going to say grab a fruit, grab an apple, an orange, or whatever, which would be the thing to go for. But what if they want something crunchy? What if they want something they got to put ketchup on? Or because they're going to order some fries. You understand what I'm saying? A shaken steak, a gut buster,
Mm-hmm.
something that's going to irritate your bowels. They want that feeling. They want that satisfying. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, definitely.
Falling off the couch, punch drunk, from something sloppy, damn near crawling up your fork. What do you guys suggest?
Griff, man, what you talked about, how you started that was really the right point you made. When you were like mind, body, spirit connection, that can be looked at as something we call psychoneuroimmunology. Like if we go into the science, right? So what we're thinking can create our immune system, how we respond to the world. And for those who were on last week, I talked about how when you eat animal flesh, the body responds to it like it's a foreign body. So it starts to attack it, and it creates antibodies and different things. So it's almost like getting a vaccine when you eat meat, right? So you got to realize that most people, the parasites, this is a situation of body snatchers, invasion of the body snatchers. They literally don't have the control. So I'm gonna go into the things that they can eat, but man, it really starts with the mindset. And so if their mind ain't right, if they got the worms locked into their brain, I mean, now yeah, I've literally had clients, Griff, that I could see the worms crawling in their face. Okay, I'm talking about once they went to the cleanse, the toilet was splashing with living entities, right? So there's a whole nother issue. But to deal with the end of that question, the Most High provided us everything in nature that we need. So all of the things that people love to eat, like you can substitute your lobster, for instance, with lobster mushroom.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you saute that thing, some olive oil, you really won't know the difference. The texture's almost the same. You like crab, go get some what's the other mushroom? The lion's mane. It's basically like crab meat. You can make crab cakes that have the same flavor, the same texture. there's literally something in nature that will remind you and almost have the exact same flavor and texture and smell that you'll find from, you know, from dead animal flesh. And when you're talking about crunchy, there's a million different fruits. This is so much. Part of the issue is the ignorance. It's the educational thing, and not to retract on what we were saying last week, but it's the sad diet. Everybody's stuck in this loop of madness. You know what I mean? So, like you said, they go on the Murder Burger. They go on the what's the other one?
Yeah, cool. Something he said.
Yeah, all of the different ones. You know what I mean? So you're literally being poisoned, and then it's almost like the pack of cigarette theory. So you know, there's 20 cigarettes in a pack, right? But let's say you buy your first pack of cigarettes and you're not addicted. By the time you get to your 20th cigarette, you are addicted. Now you got to go back and get some more of that. You know what I'm saying? With the 600 additives that are in the cigarette. So you're not even smoking tobacco anymore at the end of the day. Just like when you go to Murder Burger, you're not eating food. You're getting empty calories. You're getting no nutrition. You're filling up your gut for the moment. But in 30 minutes, you're going to be hungry again. So you really just wasted your time and your money.
Right.
But beloved.
Yes.
So the idea of the standard American diet.
Yes.
Is it a reason why they say that we should eat 3 meals a day? Look at it.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
It is.
That's a lot of food in a week's time, 3 times a day plus snacks.
Yeah.
You know, especially
you gotta balance that with the amount of time you use in the restroom.
Think about this, Griff. So in 1950, right, the nutrition that existed within one peach, you need 52 peaches today.
Damn.
So that alone gives you an idea of the nutritional deficiency that we're dealing with. So we might, at this point, we might need 3 meals a day. We might need 6.
But
just to catch up on nutrition. And that's just I'm speaking theoretically when I say that. You know, we don't need that much food to actually live or to operate. However, we do need nutrition, and our food is devoid of it.
Yeah. All right.
You know what I mean?
It's not this whole idea that I need a steak or some lobster or a baby back rib or whatever.
Look, I mean, no, these are great questions. Like for instance, like this right here. So is this spirulina, love?
Yes, I would say that.
So it's a little spirulina in here in the water, right? But spirulina is 60% protein. Okay, and it's the most bioavailable protein on the planet for human consumption. So we're talking about something that, you know, people want the steak and they're like, man, where you get your protein from?
Right.
Bro, I get the best protein on the planet. This is the protein that the bodybuilders want. So if you want to, you know, lift weights and get that long lasting muscle fiber, you need the the medium branch chain amino acids. That's what you find in green foods.
Right. What do we do about curbing the appetite? Now, I know some chunky women, and I know a few in my family.
Oh, no, I didn't mean to laugh, you guys. You know, it was love to laugh.
So, sure, I want to talk about your sister, sure.
Okay.
I'm just.
She listening.
Don't get us in trouble.
People say, well, what if that runs in the family? I meet women all the time. I'll be like, nah, well, my mom was shaped like that. So, like, what are you talking about? You shape the way you shape. That is what it is. Now, extra stuff that you don't put on, that ain't got nothing to do with God. That got something to do with you.
With you, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So how do we curb the appetite in order to at least build the drive? Because I think it's the food that's making a lot of people sluggish and lazy.
That's correct. That's correct. Yeah, it's plenty of things that you can do on an herbal aspect, you know, with fenugreek and taking that. Fenugreek helps curb your appetite. Grapefruit, lime, lemons, they're also good for doing that as well. Just having your basic like ginger. So these are just spices. So some people can just cook with these spices. But then again, you have to learn how long to cook it, and they'll get into, I don't want to do all that. Just give me that. Just give me something quick. So basically cooking with your Ayurveda spices, turmeric, you got ginger, you got curry spices. I already said grapefruit, any of your citrus that can help curb your appetite. Fenugreek is really good. Like it's definitely bomb.com. Also, I know as far as weight management,
Mango seed.
the mango seeds, but people won't. Yeah, but most people won't get like mango seeds. They won't even look for that. Very long, just eat the mango. So yeah, just stick with your basic spices. And if you don't know where to get it from, you can always call us, you know, smypharmacy.com or 770-670-7780. We actually customize and formulate different supplements for you to use to, for you to be sustainable. So a lot of people coming in, they ask for that, but they don't want to deal with the other weight management. They don't want to detox. So it's a whole holistic approach to when you want to curb your appetite, you know. So yeah, we can do that all day long with bladder whack is good. Bladder whack, sea moss or Irish moss with fenugreek. So I created, you know, a formula like that, and that has been very popular for the last 2 weeks, steady. And it was like, wow. So yeah, there's plenty of things that you can do.
I think they want to lose weight, but they don't want to lose the energy. And I guess now, since everyone's getting fake butts and fake whatever, I guess having a shape now is a lot really important for a lot of people, a lot of women. I guess it's important for men too. I guess I don't know, but a lot of them are eating, and then I see a lot of videos now of women in the gym. But in order to maintain that weight, so to speak, I think they're being lied to, and they say you got to eat meat. You gotta get heavy stuff, the starches, the bread, in order to keep that mass. I guess you understand what I'm saying?
That's true. That's true. And I've been training where I don't train fully adults anymore unless it's in you know, Tai Chi or Tan Tui. But my issue was when I was personal training was we spent time doing, you know, physical activity, even meditation, and then they'll leave the gym and figure out they don't even know what to eat. So they eat something really heavy, really quick. Now they bloated and they're coming back the same day like, oh, I forgot to drink water today. And you know, that was nerve wracking. Like, you didn't drink water the entire day. What was you drinking? I had juice. You know, I had a coffee this morning. It's like, wow. So it was like, yeah, it was defeating the purpose of actually training. And that's what we are today. A lot of people like to hit the gym. They do improper exercises. Their body is just like totally out of whack. So they're just doing the next trend. You know, they like to do the ropes or they like to just lift weights, but their movements, their mobility is all out of whack. Right. They don't know how to start with the basic things. And that's why it became a trend so fast. Like, let me just go get the next personal trainer. Let me just get them because they look good and they know what they're talking about, but they really don't know the science behind, you know, how the body works. And if your body is different, you know, people come with different ailments all the time. Right. So they don't really know themselves until they get in the gym and they just want to look like they want to, what I tell you last time, they was telling me they want a Beyonce, but they want a little slim waist. They don't want to care nothing about their arms like that. They just want to get rid of the little stuff up under here, you know. So it got to be a spiritual approach to changing, wanting to change, especially getting into a gym and you just want to look good for a moment because the outfit looks good. So it's a whole approach to wanting to train, eat right, you know, and apply all of that. And most people, they just cut it right out of the middle and say, I want to look good. That's it.
Right. So Shanta Watley is on this. She says, I'm a vegan. I eat once a day. Yeah, she says, I lost 100 pounds going vegan. I dropped 10 sizes. You was a bit, no, let me stop. Yeah, that's a lot.
But it's possible because she maintained what she's eating and she's probably getting the right calories in that one meal. And then whatever she's eating throughout the day, like snacking a little bit, could be nuts and different berries. She's flushing that right out. So her body and her digestive system is working properly. So yeah, that's how you can do it. Yeah, right. Definitely.
I'm going to ask a very touchy question maybe touchy for women, not so touchy for men. Does the bad attitude, does it stem from the diet or does it stem from societal kind of pressures or whatever?
That's a good question. That's yes, it's all of the above, but diet is definitely, you got to think about it like this. So when if anybody on here has seen like those videos where they're killing the cows, right? Like brutally, when they're slicing the throat and slamming the thing in their forehead, and
just hanging, yeah.
And, you know, they're like, oh my god, you know, you can tell that they're scared and fearful, so they're releasing all that cortisol and all of these different chemicals into the bloodstream. It's getting locked into the rigor mortis that you know what I'm saying, it's about to go on your plate. So yeah, you're gonna have that fear, you're gonna have that death vibe rolling through you, you know. But in addition to that, yeah, PTSD is real. Post-traumatic slave syndrome is a real thing. And so if we're not dealing with it on a personal level, because not too many people are dealing with us societally or as a group of people. So if you're not addressing it yourself or in your home, then more than likely the people that we're talking about are in a current state of having to deal with that trauma and not necessarily knowing what to do as a result. And a lot of times, it's a great question because you know, and like you said, and we can direct this directly towards women because they'll be able to relate to what I'm about to say. A lot of women will eat emotionally. If there's a breakup or something happens, they might turn to food, right? And the food becomes the comfort, and that becomes a coping mechanism. So, man, it's really dynamic. So I know we're touching on some deep issues, and you know some of it's funny in from some perspectives, but man, this stuff is real. Like people are really dealing with some serious stuff, and in our community, psychosis is a real issue. People, now people are like paying attention to mental health challenges, right? But man, it's real. Post traumatic slave syndrome. When you think about what happened, for those of us who have done the research and know how they treated us on plantations and off plantations, the scare tactics, the deep planning, the mindset that it takes to create the Willie Lynch letter and to carry out that type of diabolic plan.
Right.
When you look at it and you read it, I mean, I read it first time I was 17, and it actually changed my life because it showed me the dynamic between all of our people. I was able to look at my mother differently. I was able to look at my grandmother differently, and just everybody around me and the dynamic. There's so many dynamics in our people. Like my uncles and aunts range from as red as you can get to as dark as you can get.
Right.
And so it's like, but they don't have no issues like that. And in our family, we don't. But it's that's why it's been so easy for me in life to identify that level of self-hatred. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing thyself, not knowing who we are, and not being able to relate with each other without looking at what the European has programmed us to look at, which is the skin color, which means nothing. Because when we really get into it, the oldest people on this planet right now, the Bushmen of the Kalahari, most of them are light-skinned people. They almost have a yellow skin tone. If you go back to that movie from I think it was 78, 79, The Gods Must Be Crazy.
Right.
You can see those are the oldest people on the planet. Their bloodline, their DNA, and they are not the darkest people on the planet. So that whole thing about dark, the darker you get, the further you go back. It's not necessarily the case. Then you got the Ethiopian people. You see, they have the same range of skin color, right? From as light skin as you can be to as dark as you can be. But they all Ethiopian, and these are some of the oldest people on the earth, on the world, on the planet. So this shows you our diversity. So so in our mind, man, we got a lot of work to do as a people.
Right.
This is for educational purposes. We do not treat, diagnose, or cure
any
of this. So this is for educational purpose.
I think we keep forgetting that disclaimer.
Hey, we're gonna throw it in there.
Yeah, this is
Yeah, we need to let people know that we're not here to cure anyone.
No, education.
You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So we're not writing prescriptions. We're not the conversation that we're having about being holistic, about being whole, about staying healthy. The language that contributes to the dysfunctional attitude and spirit towards eating yourself healthy. The language confuses me. It confused past tense. It confused me. Coming from New York down here, women, help me out, sisters. Don't jump all over me. Women, the chunky women, say that they were thick. And in my mind, I'm like, no, you fat. They say no because men in the South like bigger women. But that's unhealthy. They say, well, no, they don't care. They just want to be able to have a man look at them for whatever they can't strap in, whatever they can't tuck away. You understand? And then that becomes the thing to determine your health because they say, well, the terminology now is, oh man, she healthy. No, that's not healthy.
Oh, gotcha.
You understand what I'm saying? If you see somebody really slim, they say, man, they need to eat.
Yeah, that's true.
They look sick.
They look sick.
Yeah, that's true.
Use the meat on them. You got the language now. In my song that I did with Soleil called Etheric Rebel, in which I'm going to shoot the video in a couple of months. I want y'all to come through. But Dr. Layla Africa says that the language we use tends to lock us in and reinforce this death penalty. I call it durational suicide. You killing yourself slowly over a duration, over a period of time. He says it's in the language we use. When we want to communicate with our mate, we call our baby, sweetheart, sugar.
Yeah.
These are the things that are killing us.
Mm-hmm.
We reinforce it. Idea, peace. What's good with you, niece? You all right? All right. So we reinforce the addiction, so to speak. I made a comment one time, and some of your white friends jumped all over me. I said we need to get everything white out of the kitchen: white sugar, white flour, the white everything, white bread. But and I wasn't. They claimed I was being racist. In fact, I can't. But I'm just saying I was speaking what I knew to be the truth. Should we eat white bread, white sugar, white flour?
No.
Should we wash up with ivory?
No. People should be way past those scent and commercialized scents, but I think they just want to smell good. But we have certified therapeutic essential oils that you're able to, ingest or put onto the skin. It just have to be knowledge behind it. Everybody want to smell good, but then they turn around and say, I don't know what to do.
I don't mean to interrupt you. Hold on, James Small. Now, if I click on this thing, and this is not Dr. James Small. No, I'm not even doing it. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
James Small. Yeah, and I think everybody just want to go into just, smelling good and putting on whatever. But we have, essential oils that can assist that. I've been a wellness advocate with doTERRA for over, 6 years now. And I love it. You can use it throughout the kitchen, throughout your home with some babies, just depending on, the circumstances. But yeah, I think, we need to get rid of the Caress and the Ivory and all the old soaps that they still use.
How about dial soap?
No, that sounds like some type of gel soap, but yeah, go with
you made a great point on the white foods. That is not racism. You should definitely get rid of all the white foods except the only caveat is cauliflower. Now you're gonna have certain people that are gonna say, well, cauliflower is a hybrid. Well, what they
all right, hold on. I'm sorry. It is Professor Small. All right, Professor Small, you gotta
indeed.
Yeah, request it again. It better be Professor Small. I swear, it's gonna be a problem, son. But all right, said it's me, James Small. This is Professor Small, Elder. If it is, hit me on my phone, and I'll let you in. But anyway, I'm sorry about that.
No, you good, brother. Yeah, cauliflower will be my only caveat. And even those who will say that cauliflower is one of the hybrids, cauliflower is one of the natural hybrids. So what I mean by that is all of the cruciferous vegetables actually come from what we know as the mustard plant, right? So wild mustard plant is the mother of kale, all the different varieties of kale, all the varieties of cabbage, all the varieties of broccoli, and there's a lot more collard greens. Most of those vegetables all go back at least 2,000 years ago in the Mediterranean, whether we're talking about Africa, near Asia, or Southern Europe, right? All of those various varieties of those of that particular plant. Now, what happens in nature is that plants go through something called mutation, and it's natural. And what happens is when a farmer, somebody sees, oh, wow, this is a little different, they'll take those genetics, they'll either get a clipping or a clone, right? Or they'll collect the seed from that plant so that they can now have that particular genetics. So when you take those genetics and you keep on growing them, now you've perfected that. So now this mustard plant is now broccoli. Okay, that's how you get and you know, when you're dealing with like medical marijuana, that's how you have all of these different strains. The different strains basically represent different mutations in the plant. And when the plant has its variation or its mutation, which is part of its genetics, pops up, people say, oh, I like that. Let me isolate that and keep growing that, right? So I just wanted to clear that up too as well. But you were right on the white foods and the language locking you in. I mean, and that happens on all levels of life, including eating. You know, it's funny if you really listen to how people talk. People say, or you know, they might be in an argument with someone and say, "Oh, you make me sick," right? Or you make me sick to my stomach. You know, these are things that now will start to manifest because you know our words are power, right? So you know, we should also learn how when we do say that, it's important for us to correct. You know, we just cancel, or cancel, clear that thing. You know, high metaphysics. We go ahead and we control. You know, we're basically the lords of this plane, right? And so it's our job to be mindful of what we're saying, be mindful of what we're eating, be mindful of what we're watching, be mindful of what we're listening to, etc., so that we can continue to grow what it is that we want to grow. Because everything that we say to ourselves, our self-talk, is just our programming language. You keep on telling yourself something long enough, you're going to believe it, whether or not you're paying attention or not. When women are listening to music and they don't even hear how disrespectful the songs are being, and they ride right along with it, it's just part of it. They're not even paying attention. You know, in the song Triumph, you know, when the brother broke it down, he was like, the dumb are mostly intrigued by the drum. You know, and so he was talking about the 85, not necessarily calling everybody dumb, but the dumb, deaf, and blind. We just talked about seeing, hearing, and speaking. And so we just have to be careful about what we say, do, speak, etc.
That's right.
Why is it that we can associate every other, I don't want to say nationality, but I can, nationality or ethnic group with a food? Black people. Now, I'm not saying Africans, I'm not saying Jamaicans, West Indians, Trinidadians, I'm saying black people in America. So let's name some ethnic groups and nationalities and their food. You can go anywhere and get Chinese food. It's so much so it's Chinese, it's food that Chinese people don't even eat.
That's facts. Yeah, it's facts. That's facts. They got the Chinese at the American Deli.
They do not eat honey braised wings with fried rice.
We eat that stuff, right?
With frozen peas and carrots in it.
Right. We you can associate pizza with Italian people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've already talked about the China with the shrimp, fried rice, and some young boy, and
some young boy,
something.
Quan, peace. What's good with you, Quan? Thanks for joining. You can associate German dishes with German people. You can even go into Jewish people's dishes. They have dishes that's associated with their culture.
Yes.
You go among the Irish and find dishes.
That's right.
If you go among the Williams family in Butt Scratch, Louisiana, or
you got everything.
Georgia, what you gonna find? What's
Ham,
that people identify with?
swine.
Yeah.
You know,
Crab.
man, we don't have a cultural food. Our culture, our identity, our nationality, all that stuff was stripped.
Yeah.
So we don't have that. We don't have that luxury. We have what I like to call and what others have called in the past slave food. Right? And you know, like what they used to call them back in the day, gut eaters. Right? I think Malcolm X used to call black people gut eaters. You know, because you eating hog maws, you eating chitlins, you eating tripe, which is stomach. You eating guts. And so most of the soul food surrounds the guts of the animals, the guts that were left over.
Right. Hold on. That was Professor Small.
That was Professor Small.
I was just making sure, Doc. I was making sure.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
How you feel?
I feel good.
You
I
met.
just want to make a little.
Please do.
We do have multiple ethnic foods. We need to own it. Gumbo is our food. We said, instead of saying jollof rice here, we said red rice. It's our food. We brought it with us.
Wow, okay.
Africa has 3 rice, 2 wet land, 1 dry land. Everybody pretend the rice they're eating is from Asia, but most of the American rice grown is from Africa.
Right.
We call white gold. Much of the food that America claims, especially in the South, to be American cuisine, that's African American cuisine. But we need to claim it, name it, and write the books with the recipes from our grandparents in it. See, once you own your culture, then you display what you own. Everybody has stolen our shit.
Okay.
And been getting away with it. But a lot of almost all of what is called American cuisine is African American cuisine. We were the cooks. We created the dishes. Those are European dishes.
Oh, okay.
They didn't have a lot of that food in Europe. I don't know how the hell they lived in Europe. They didn't have vegetables, you know.
Right.
So I think, yes, we were forced to get into the cuisine that we call slave food. But think now, we had many of those dishes. Someone may look today, if you go to the market today, I grew up on chicken feet, right? Stewed chicken feet. Because I lived on plantations, right? And all we could get from Moses chicken was the feet, okay? And so today, you go to the market to buy chicken feet. It's the cuisine up here in New York that white folks are killing each other over.
Wow.
But it is a dish that we perfected because that's what we had. All right. So what we need to do is do a walk back, especially in the Southern Belt, the Gulf Belt, Mississippi, Arkansas, Alabama, Louisiana, Texas, and then up that East Coast, up to North Carolina, down to Florida, and begin to record the dishes. So when I go to Africa, people say, "Oh, would you like some jollof rice?" I say, "Oh, red rice? Yeah, I grew up on red rice." Because we didn't have what we had to make it with tomato. But our people kept the jollof with tomatoes and sauces. We called it red rice.
Okay.
Sweet potatoes. We didn't have the African yam that grew wild in the forest. So we created a whole cuisine around sweet potato. Blueberry dumpling. Most people haven't heard of blueberry dumpling. You hadn't touched it until you eat grandma's blueberry dumpling.
Okay.
So we have a responsibility to claim and own the cuisine that we created and take back much of what is called American cuisine, because that's indeed African American cuisine. They were eating it, but we were creating it.
Right. So
my mother used to be a cook in the Vanderbilt's house.
Right.
Whatever she cooked up there, she made sure she wrapped a pan full or pot full and brought that home. We were, you know. So because that was her recipe.
Right.
None of us couldn't figure out a house fire. Okay? But my mama could, my grandmother could cook, and they could cook. So we have to really own our history. Even our dances. The Charleston is ours. The Jitterbug is ours.
Right.
The Lindy Hop is ours. The swing is ours.
Right.
The slow drag is ours. We have not corralled it as a cultural thing and repeated intergenerationally.
Right.
We have an enormous culture. That's why we were able to survive this mess. Greatest genocide in the history of the world. But we couldn't own our culture because it was too dangerous to own it. We just had to live and practice it. But now we're at a time where we can reach back in history and own those aspects of culture and bring it to our classical life. That was my spiritual.
I really appreciate that.
Given that whole history on plants and creating it and how you hybriding, and he's on the money.
Dr. Hernandez, yeah.
Flowers, yeah, he's right on it.
Right.
But I use some of that in my spiritual conversation on spirituality. So if I steal a little bit of this stuff, I hope you don't mind.
Fine.
That's all. I just wanted to reach you, had to see that I'm thinking about you, and I clicked on and saw you live. I said, I got to go in on this.
Oh, give thanks, man. I really appreciate you, Baba.
Appreciate you. Stay strong.
Give thanks. Peace and blessings.
You gotta fill us in, Griff. You could.
I couldn't hear him.
Couldn't hear what he was saying.
Baba James Small, he basically said, you're right on the money with what you were saying, laying out the history, the cauliflower, the broccoli, and that kind of thing. So he says, don't feel no kind of way when he borrows some of that stuff.
Oh no. Hey.
Talking about the foods that we brought over.
Oh, true.
Dishes that a lot of people claim are really ours.
And now that's a fact. Right. We didn't get into that, but I'm a chef too. So like classically trained. All of the French cuisine, which is considered the top cuisine, all of that is African. All of the techniques, all of that stuff is African.
Right.
Fact. Hey, there's no denying it. Everything that Spain is the hub of the world when it comes to cuisine. All of their cuisine comes from Africa. All of it. Except for the swine. When the Moors were there, they actually banished the pig. When they banished the Moors, they brought the swine right back. So that's the only real difference.
Right. Mm-hmm. What do you guys want people to take away? Now this is gonna be not a trick question, but I'm just gonna put a spin on it. What do you want people to take away from these conversations we're having every Monday at 9 o'clock? What do you want them to take away that they can connect back to their Africanness, back to themselves, back to, you understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then the second part of that question is, can we tell our story through the food?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I only heard a little bit. I couldn't hear.
Say the question one more time,
yeah,
bro.
I can hear you a little bit.
What can we, hold on, we turn it up a little. What do you want people to take away? The conversations we're having in reference to connecting back to their Africanness via the food. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Small says, can we look at the different things that are on the plate and begin to have that conversation about stuff that we brought over, stuff that's ours, or dishes and different things that we've created? Because we could say that Italians gave us pizza, but that's not necessarily true when you do the deeper research.
No.
The French gave us French fries. I don't even think the French eat goddamn French fries.
No, they don't even come.
You understand what I'm saying?
They're called pommes frites.
Right. So when you start looking at the history of the food, can we connect back to our African selves?
Yeah, definitely. This is how I would look at it, Griff. Again, it just comes to know thyself. It's knowledge of self. It would be a challenge to make sure that everybody was able to take that type of information away from the conversation. However, it would be amazing if they could. So let me say this. Most of the foods that we're eating, the good foods that we enjoy, we should start looking at the history of these foods, and we should look at the origins of these foods. So much of the research I've done over the years, and the reason why I have certain information is not just because I went to school for this, but when school was over, or when I wasn't in class or not studying, I was still studying. And so, when I got into, for instance, you brought up a good one. Let's look at pizza for a quick second, right? Well, wheat comes from Asia, right? That's where you get the pizza crust. The tomatoes come from the Americas. So automatically, they got cows there. So yeah, they can make some milk and some cheese, right? But the rest of that, that's borrowed. When we're looking at watermelon, right? They associate us with watermelon heavy, right? It's almost like disrespectful, but you can't disrespect me talking about watermelon. I'll eat the whole thing. I'll put my face in. I don't care what nobody has to say. That is one of the most powerful foods on the planet. It is an African food. I'm not ashamed of it. As far as, like, for instance, men that might be having erectile challenges, the watermelon, you should make it your best friend, right? Because of all the citrulline and L-arginine. The vasodilators will actually engorge and enlarge the penis.
Right.
It will allow the blood to flow the way it's supposed to.
Now, you gotta have brothers lining up to buy watermelon. Say that one more time.
Yeah, you got to eat the white part too. You can't just eat the red part. So most people just cut off the white part, the rind, and that is the most nutritious part of the watermelon. So yeah, we're not used to eating it because people are like, oh, let me just get the red part of the watermelon, the sweetest part. But when you cut it all the way down, you got to cut it all the way down to the white part. Then you can either juice it or eat it straight up.
So that's
a quick, that's a quick aphrodisiac.
Okra is another one. So, I did hear him mention Louisiana, and it made me think of okra. It also made me think of my people from South Carolina. Okra is a big deal in South Carolina.
Right.
And so okra stew is something I grew up on. These are foods that we have to become reassociated with. There's many others, but a lot of the basic foods that we take for granted are African foods. And, so saying that, I almost feel like I heard him saying that, we can develop our own culture of food. And I know that we do have some of a culture of food, and it's changing right now. People are becoming more conscious of their eating habits. And so now people, like, for instance, I had a conversation, a meeting with Baba Yoga Bay here in Atlanta a few weeks ago. He came in for a session, and he wanted to know he's like, I'm a Geechee boy. What do I do about my rice? So I just let him know, look, all you got to do is get the black rice. You don't have to give up rice altogether, right? You just get the red rice. You get the black rice, right? These rices were reserved for royalty. Why? High in iron, complete protein. You can't even find, if you talk to most nutritionists or scientists, they'll tell you that you can't find a complete protein in the grain or the legume families. However, there are specific grains and legumes that are complete proteins. Black rice is one of them. Red rice is another. Millet is one, etc. And there's a long list, but amaranth, etc. So, these are things that we really need to know. What are the foods that we should be eating? And these are things that we can definitely share, because, for instance, the potato, right? Everybody love, potato. I have a relationship with potato. Trust me, right? But also, like what we talked about with Baba Yoga Bay, I said, hey, I need to let go of these potatoes. What can I do? I said, look, don't stress yourself. Get the purple potato, the blue potato. Now you're going to get all kinds of nutrients and phytochemicals instead of just starch. It's a complete food. It's ready to go. So there's all, like I said earlier in our broadcast, is that everything is in nature. So if there's something that you like that is not good for you, I guarantee you that it has a cousin that's just like it, that is good for you, that tastes like it, that looks like it, that smells like it. And if you can just be a little bit flexible, there's something else for you.
That's right.
we've come up with these terms to identify certain foods. Some places in America don't necessarily experience the kind of seasons that we experience in New York, Atlanta, other places. We get the four seasons.
Yes.
Should your live or your diet change with the seasons?
Yes. Yes. I think you should definitely be flexible and work with the seasons. Most people like to blame it on just one season, say, oh, I always get sick around this season. But if you know, work off that cyclical clock of the seasons, eat you gotta eat what's in season. So like for now, spring and summer, you're gonna eat more fruits and light vegetables. Fruit and light vegetables, and then sometimes in the winter, and definitely in the winter, you're doing more soups and warm type of foods. So yeah, you have to work with the seasons and eat properly. You know, that's how because our digestive system works different as well during the season. Oh, thank you. I'm put it up.
Excuse me.
So yes, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we're gonna field some questions from the listening audience. If you guys have any questions, please run them by me. Just text them. I mean, not text them, but
Yeah, the whole thing with the seasons too, Griff, it's like the natural circadian rhythm. So like, you know, we have our own circadian rhythms with our body, and that's the larger circadian rhythm, the macrocosm to our microcosm. So again, you know, when the spring comes, certain things start to grow.
That's right.
Those are the things you need to eat. You know, in the winter time, in the fall time, different things grow. So you need to eat what's in the season, the best you can.
All right, people want to know your website and your phone number. Give that to them 3 times while we wait for some questions to come through.
Okay, no problem. All right. So our website is smaifarmacy.com. That is SMAIFARMACY.com. That's Smai Pharmacy. That's Segment Medicine Awakens Imhotep Pharmacy. And that's with an F, of course. And our telephone number, if you would like a holistic consultation or if you would like to get more information from us, it is 770-670-7780. 770-670-7780. One more time, 770-670-7780. Smai Pharmacy, Herb Shop and Apothecary in Atlanta, Georgia.
Someone asked, is sea moss with tea 3 times a day too much?
Say it again, the question?
Is sea moss with tea 3 times a day, is it too much?
Well, yeah. Here's the first thing. Where are you getting your sea moss from? That would be my first question, because all sea moss is not the same. Secondly, what kind of zinc is in there? And like, where did you purchase this at? Because whenever it comes to, I guess you could say supplementation, the source is very key. And because the source will tell you whether that particular supplement is bioavailable. We're talking about minerals and vitamins. They have to be bioavailable to be any good. Your average vitamin C is about 5%, maybe 10% bioavailable. If you got 1,000 milligrams and you're thinking you're getting 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C, and you find out you're only getting 50 to 100, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the point? So that would be my question. So would it be good? Let's say it's great quality sea moss. I still would be questioning the zinc and where that came from personally. However, zinc is really good for you, and it can help you fight off or stave off certain viruses, right? And keep you healthy. And for men's health, for virility, for sexual health, it's phenomenal. Sea moss on its own, mineral rich, good. It has so many phytochemicals. It has everything you need. So it's something that you can live on. This is why it's been touted by people throughout the islands. And of course, many of us know about the history of the Irish and their potato famine, and when they had to live off potatoes and sea moss. So that was how sea moss became so famous historically. So I'll just leave it at that.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, what is So is it dangerous to combine certain herbs?
To who?
To the mind.
Is it dangerous to combine
Oh,
herbs?
yeah. I mean, some herbs are dangerous by themselves.
There we go. But yep.
So not
Long
every,
term.
you shouldn't be taking every kind of herb.
Yeah, just taking it.
Some herbs are toxic. Some herbs have a toxic load.
Yep.
So you have to be careful and know what you're doing. And it's best to see a professional that knows about the plants.
Yeah, because they could have different ailments of their body, so it may not respond the same. And then it's also a time to take certain herbs because it works off a time clock of our different organs in our body. So yeah, many herbs can be effective, and then a lot of them can be definitely toxic. So make sure you get with your health care professional.
What you just said struck a nerve because I tell people about firearms. Also, you can buy the dopest gun, but if you have no knowledge of how it works, how to clear malfunctions, how to even clean it and keep it, yeah, it's no good to you.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, nah.
Yeah.
You understand? And then even like you just said, the time that you take, you can buy the best herbs, but if you don't know how to adequately take care when it's supposed to be taken, what you can and cannot mix it with, that kind of thing, it probably will work against you in some cases.
That's right. That's right. Yep. That's right.
Many cases.
Wow.
Definitely in many cases.
Even the preparation is important.
Yep.
Right. That was the other question. I think the person that I missed it. It was over here. Does herbs have an expiration date?
They can definitely get stale. They can go rancid. So yeah, for sure.
I told somebody that recently with bullets and ammunition. You cannot let it sit around. It's just not gonna work for you, man. Recycle your ammo. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody asked from last week about fasting. Is fasting good?
I was just about to say it also depends on that person and what their goal is on fasting. It's definitely beneficial to fast, even throughout the day. People just think, oh, I'm not just gonna eat nothing. And then they accumulate so many calories when they are hungry, when they're done with their fast. They just don't, they don't do the right thing after the fast. So you have to be careful on what type of fast you're doing. If it's water, fruit, breatharian, it just depends on your own body and how it responds to. You may just try like a 3-day fast first, especially if you're going from eating a lot of meat and toxic foods. You want to try something small because you want to work with your body. You don't want to just shock it and just say, I'm fasting now. Because you're going to go eat something that's not even equated to the fast, So if you are doing a fast, just be careful, reach out to your healthcare professional, get with somebody who has knowledge about it. And then that's like a pillar, somebody who can also hold you accountable. They know what they're doing. You're taking it step by step. So yeah, fasting can be good, and it also can work against you too. You can fast and pass out.
Right.
It's a mind thing too. It has to be a spiritual foundation too before you get to the fast. You got to know, why am I doing this? Most people do it when it's worst case scenario. I'm going on a fast. I'm dropping all this, So you have to be careful with it. It's definitely beneficial. You can fast throughout the day, water, fruit, just take your time on what you're doing. Be gentle with yourself. Let me say that. Don't shock your body and just say, I'm fasting for this. Right. So
a couple of things. I want to shout out Derek Muhammad. And I want to shout out my sister Karen White. Y'all know Karen White. Karen, that woman's voice is beautiful, man. All right, shout out my wife. Yeah. So this Sunday at 7:00, Sunday, April 18th at 7:00, we're doing a weaponization of Black music.
Ooh. Yeah.
Soleil, Black Dot, and Red Pill.
Aisha. Woo!
I had a beautiful conversation today with King Los. He said he might come on and give us a few things, which is beautiful.
Yes,
so this Sunday, make sure you get it's only 100 seats on Zoom.
Woo!
100 seats, that's all. That's only 100. All right, and 10 of them are gone. All right, so go to www.paypal.me/Professor Griff Corp. Quan, are you getting this? www.paypal.me/Professor Professor Griff Corp. All right, the digital seats are $44. It's 4 of us. It's $44. All right. Come on, do the numbers, man. Come on, y'all, help me out.
No 44s.
All right, so let's make this happen, family. Simply because if we're gonna do it for 4 hours and it's 4 of us and it's $44, go through that portal, and I'm sure Black Dot is gonna bring it. Because hold on for a second, I ain't get to the best part. Black Dot is going to wrap his subject around the weaponization of Black music, but he's going to talk about the age of Aquarius or the age of Nefarious. Red Pill is going to go and he's going to do the reconstruction of this divide, this digital divide of this musical currency. The money is flowing, but it's not flowing the way we need it to flow. If you got a flow, they're going to pay you for your flow, but they're going to redirect your currency. We'll talk about that. So Pill's going to handle that. Soleil is going to talk about unsacred woman.
Yes.
Death, giving birth to death, and how to rebirth on a cellular level with sound.
Ooh, Soleil, that's what I'm talking about.
That title make you frown like that.
This show do like what? Yes.
That was a bar.
That's yeah.
I know, right? I'm gonna glue it all together, and I'm gonna deal with this musicology, and I'm going to be your host for the evening. Get your tickets now. Go to www.paypal.me/Professor Griff Corp. That's this Sunday, 7 o'clock, April 18th. All right. All right. Now listen, whoever pays for it, the Zoom link will be sent out 1 hour before we come on, because I don't want nobody bootlegging it.
Yeah.
All right. I'm taking roll call. I'm taking attendance. I'm be like, yo, Tay here.
Little Junior.
Right, Peanut.
Little Kiki.
Give the people your information and any closing words. All right.
You want to hear with the closing words? Which one tell?
Man, Griff, I'm honored that that you have us on here. I'm honored that the great Professor James Smalls joined us this evening. That's definitely an honor.
That's right.
It's an honor to actually be here to talk to everyone that is actually listening, because our goal is to serve humanity. Our goal is to uplift fallen humanity, and anything we can do to do that, we are honored. So again, we are honored.
Okay. One last thing. Someone says, I don't have PayPal. Is there another way to pay? You got food stamps? No. Cash app. You do cash app, but you gotta let me know what you paying me, when you paying me, what you paying me, what you paying for, and you gotta find some way to get me your email address so I can send you the link. So if you pay me through Cash App and you don't email me, you're gonna be ass out.
Yeah. So and pay extra. Pay extra on Cash App because they're taking out money.
They taking out money on Cash App. So if it's $44, you probably gotta pay me $49.
Just to be safe.
My Cash App is $ Professor Griff. It's $ Professor Griff. Make sure you send it to the right Professor Griff.
That's right.
All right, but it could be some other Professor Griff, some fat white dude with freckles. So I'm like, yeah, what you paying for? All right. So listen, you probably got to send a little bit more, and you got to let me know email address so I can send you, because I don't want no drama. I will give you your money back if there's any drama. All right, and to the brothers out there, and I'm going to say this out of love. Stop being so goddamn sensitive, man. Y'all dudes are sensitive as hell, man. For real, bro. I'm not checking to see whether you got panties or Fruit of the Looms or boxes or briefs, man. You're so goddamn sensitive. All right, and I really think it's because of the food that you eat.
Yes. There we go.
That you that damn sensitive. This beautiful couple on his spoke to it earlier. You constantly eating meat every day, then you eating all the energy, all the fear, all the anxiety of the animal that they slaughtered, man. Go check out some of them slaughterhouses on YouTube, man.
Yeah.
You see how they treat them animals. But you turn around and you get a 20-piece chicken dinner for $4. How the hell are you gonna get 20 arms and elbows and kneecaps?
They're not even full neither. They're not even full. They just eating.
You got elbows sticking out of the damn plate, knees and shit, and you spent 20 of them for like $3.50 with 2 sides.
And some biscuits.
Yeah.
Or maybe some fries, yeah. Maybe some fries.
Hey, you better get some honey with them biscuits.
Come on, fam. Stop being so goddamn sensitive. If you call me and I answer the phone, bring your emotion all the way down and talk like a man, man. Be like, yo, peace, how you feel, Griff? Not much. Look, son, y'all ordered a book from you and I ain't even get it. Well, what's your name? Here you go. Let me look it up right now.
Right.
Good, I'll get it out to you tomorrow morning. I got you. That's as simple as that conversation gonna go.
Yeah, that's right. Check your emotions at the door.
Exactly. And another thing, bruh, I thought the fucking skinny jeans and the stagging shit was played the fuck out.
No.
On the corner in front of the store, I thought that was dead ass. I thought it was dead.
Definitely.
Y'all still doing that?
They definitely still doing that. Like,
Ass out.
what you say they walking like? They moseying.
Oh, they
moseying.
You know they got a mosey to keep their pants up.
They gotta.
Remember the old cowboy flicks?
They get
the mosey and holding that buckle.
Right.
Yeah, it's still happening.
Next week we're gonna associate food with religion.
Ooh.
Food with spirituality. Food with higher levels of consciousness. We'll talk about that next week. I love you all to life. This Professor Grip. I gotta get out of here. All right, peace, fam.
Peace. We out.
Peace.
Serious Minds Brain Tonic was created to sharpen the mind by protecting cells and increasing neurotransmitters associated with learning and memory. This is the Serious Minds Brain Tonic. The Resurrection Formula. This male reproductive tonic elixir is the resurrection you've been looking for. It is a stimulating sexual tonic with mild androgen-like effects that is nourishing to the reproductive system. You can order them at www.professorgrip.me and www.seriousmindsinstitute.com. Just call 678-557-2919. Your health is your wealth. Peace.
Greetings, Professor Griffin, public enemy, instructor for the USCCA. Today, we're going to talk about safety, training, education, and legal protection. Join us out here on the range to get some training, get some education, most of all safety, and definitely if you have to use your firearm, some legal protection. Contact us. Simply go to www.professorgriff.me or www.seriousmindsinstitute.com for safety, training, education, and legal protection. All right? Professor Griff, public enemy, and I'll see y'all in class.